Really nicely, you were covering the shoulder seam there, so you were able to hold it up with no hands. And then when you raise your violin hand ready to go, we want to have like a stop sign. Would this be a stop sign or no? Do you think I can see the full palm right now or no? No, it's sitting up this way, so I have to turn it this way like a stop sign. This we sometimes call a pancake wrist, because you could make a pancake right there. Pancake would fall off here, but we don't want the pancake, we want the stop sign. And then a couple things for you both to see. In fact, I think I brought out a little, let's see if I know where I put it. I have a little felt mouse here. So can you take the little felt mouse? And what you're gonna see if you can find is a nice little mouse hole there. See if you can have the mouse's nose peek under there. You wanna put the mouse inside there? That's right. Very, very nice. So how about if I did this? Is there a mouse hole the way I'm holding it right now? No. So I want to make sure there's a little space there, a nice soft space. I don't want to squeeze the mouse, just give it a nice little place to put its nose. So the whole mouse might not fit in your mouse hole, but the nose of the mouse could fit in there. So let's find your playing position feet. Wonderful, you got it. And we'll take your violin arm over the shoulder, all the way up on there, and see if you can raise, before you come in, see if you can already find your nice stop sign hand. Yeah, so you can let it float in up there, wonderful. Side of the thumb touches side of the first finger, and then you're gonna find soft curved fingers. See if you can make those nice and soft. And it's a little more curved. Look at my finger shape. Can you curve them a bit more like mine? You see my, like a C shape? Yeah, there you go, that's wonderful. And then soft thumb, see if you can barely touch, make everything kind of gooey and soft. And then we'll take the little mouse, and yep, he has a little hole in there. That's perfect. Good for you, you held a long time. Did your arm get tired sitting up there like that? No, oh wow, you're strong. Sometimes that makes people really tired for that long. Eventually your arm's gonna get really strong, and you'll be able to play a whole piece for 2 or 3 or 4 minutes. And your arm won't get tired at all, but it takes a while to get strong enough for that. Did we talk about this part yet on the bow? No. So this is just a screw, and you screw that. If you unscrew it, do you see how the bow hair is really soft and kind of dangly there, and a few of the pieces are touching the stick? When you're not playing, it's really good to keep the bow hair loose like that, and then when you get ready to play, you can turn. I'll let you try it in just a second. Going to turn it. It gets a little tough at the end, so you might need parents' help to get it tight enough. We're looking for it to not be parallel here. It should have a little going in a bit. And just, another way of thinking about it is in the middle of the bow. It takes a little effort to push it down. If I have it really loose, it just goes straight down. That's too floppy, but not parallel. So parallel is too tight. So I'm going to loosen it again. And you try turning it clockwise, and let's see how. Good. Now go the other direction to tighten it. There you go. And keep going, and I'll see how far you can go. If it gets too hard to turn, that's fine. And I'll just finish at the end. Do you see how it's getting harder now? You're strong though. Wow. Oh my gosh. You're really strong. And stop. Perfect. You got it tight all by yourself. I thought that might be too hard, but it wasn't too hard. I'm going to get a tape here to put on your bow. Because we're going to start, after we've done some bow hold stuff, we're going to start to do some landings of the bow on the violin. So first, you get to choose a color. Red. Perfect. Just get it started, and then we'll do some bow holds, and then we're going to measure the spot to have your bow land on the E string. So there's the tape ready. Great. And take a little step towards me. Good. Excellent. And find your playing position feet. And can you hold out your bow hand? Which one's the bow hand? Almost. Other one. There it is. You'll start to learn that really quickly. There's that wonderful dangly hand. I'm just going to slip the bow in here. I love that. Karina, that's amazing. You're really keeping everything loose. Then can you go ahead and set your pinky on top? So this finger right here. Beautiful. And then just let everything else kind of still hang. You can have your bent thumb. That's right. And then make it strong, but not super strong. Let me see. I should be able to still pull it off without working too hard. Very nice. That's great. Let's do that again. So soft arm, We're gonna just let everything flop over. Beautiful. Set just the pinky. And this time, when we get ready for your thumb, I want to see if you can keep your pinky in that really curved shape like you have it right now. So we're going to turn everything this way, but even as you bring in that thumb, right, that's doing better. The pinky is staying more round. Let's take a look at it. So we'll turn it this way. Let your elbow dangle and be nice and soft. Let it be really heavy and floppy like mine. Yeah, floppy, floppy, floppy arm. That's the way. That's the way. Very, very good. Now, let me show you when I get ready for my bow hold and hold it out here. I want to come out straight from my elbow, pretty much straight to the fingers. I don't want to have a big turn here or a big turn here. Just want to keep the arm pretty straight here. So we're going to try that again and see if we can keep it straight. We'll do a little different way to set the thumb up this time. And just let your elbow dangle. That's right. Do you see how your elbow's hanging down? That's exactly what we want to see. Great. Go ahead and set your pinky, but keep that elbow dangly just like you have it. Thumb can just, when we're doing this first set, can just be hanging down. Make it soft. Soft and hanging. Wonderful. And then I'm going to help you place the thumb without pointing the bow up, because right now your elbow is dangling, and that's where we want it. That's so great. And then we'll just see if we can straighten out a little bit. That's fantastic. You got it. Okay, great. I'm going to let go. Let's see if you can hold that bow without me helping. We'll just move the pinky over a little bit. See if you can make your bow hand a little softer. It's a little bit hard right now. Just relax everything. You got it. And elbow soft and hanging. Great. And can you point your shoulders at me? So just moving. There you go. Wonderful. We'll just bring the bow arm out in front of you. You got it. Let's see if you can hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go turn and show your dad that wonderful bow hold. So yeah, just looking for that straight. So I kind of helped her a little bit, tendency to turn a bit, but we're just looking for that to go straight out. Usually the thing that gets in the way of that bow hold is if there's a lot of tension, and all beginners do this at first, like elbow goes up and they're tying and they're tight here, even though we do that first sink. So I think what's going to be helpful for her getting the angle of the thumb is, sometimes I do this like point it up and set the thumb, but that's kind of making angles funny.
Yeah.
So I think we'll do it this week, just trying to bring in the thumb. You can help her guide it into the right place while the bow still stays here and keep that elbow hanging that way. Great. Okay, so Karina, we're going to set that bow hold one more time and then set the violin, so you'll be holding both. So let's find that nice, wonderful. Good job with your feet. You set them just right. Have those 4 dangly fingers, and thumb can hang all the way down. Just let it dangle under the bow. Set your pinky. Great. We'll take that first finger and just walk it apart a little bit. See if you can feel your elbow hanging down soft. Notice my dangly elbow like this. Can you make yours more loose, like it's just swinging? Can you let it go even lower? There it is, almost at your side. Can you let your elbow come all the way and touch your side? That's the way. Good job. Okay, good. And then we're going to make sure to bend the thumb first before bringing it in. So for the thumb, I do want help from the parents, because I want to have you get that habit of always bending it first. Excellent. Now we'll see if we can just turn everything up there and leave it right there. Remember, just medium hold, not super tight hold. And then let's get the violin set. Looking over your shoulder a bit. Fantastic. And for right now, you can hold right here. This is kind of when we're doing just bow stuff. You can hold right there, but try to keep your head heavy, still helping hold the violin. And then what we're going to do, first I need to kind of figure out where the spot for you to land is going to be. Soft elbow there. Great. And then can you just freeze like that? Let me see if I can grab this tape and put it right on the spot we need it. Wonderful. So what we're going to do is called some butterfly landings, where you're just going to take, I'll show you. You can get a rest. I'll demonstrate, and you can watch this, and this is what we're going to try in a second. So you're going to have everything set up, and I'll do with your bow, because you have the tape on there. What we're going to do is bow's pointing up, and then you're going to gently start to come in towards the violin. First elbow's going to gently land on your side, and then your bow will keep coming in until it lands on the E string, which is that one, right? E string, about halfway between the bridge and the fingerboard. We ideally eventually want to be even a little closer to the bridge. That's lane 2. So I'll start talking about lane 3 right in the middle, lane 2, and then we're just going to do a bunch. Your assignment at home is to do 10 of these butterfly landings each day, but you might not do 10 in a row. Like if bow hold will fall, then it's good to reset the bow hold, so it's not 10 with this grip, but best bow hold, coming in, and it's a butterfly landing because it's very gentle and light. Notice I'm not crash landing and doing that. Right, no big squeak there. Butterflies are not that noisy. So once you stand up, and let's see if we can try the whole butterfly landing. Excellent. Let's see if that elbow is dangly. I love it. So soft. Thumb is going to just hang below before you even set pinky. Great, now you set pinky right on top. And see if you can remember to keep the elbow dangly and soft. Pinky goes just right near that third finger. Good. And then open up. I want to show you the one other mouse hole here. Good. Now, elbow's starting to float up in the air, but you want it hanging down. Can you turn your shoulders towards me? There you go. Nice and soft. Let your elbow come in towards your side, like mine. Can you let your elbow, there you go. Very, very nice. Wonderful. Curvy, soft fingers. Make it like a nice O shape, like this with your fingers. Yours looks like more like a V. Can you make your hand more like an O? Yeah, there you go. You got it. Excellent. And sorry, I lost the mouse. Where did your mouse go? There's the mouse. Can you find your soft O shape? Because we want to see if there's a mouse hole in there. So remember, O shape with the fingers. There's your O shape. Wonderful. And now there's a nice little mouse house inside there. Go right in there. Keep it nice and soft so you're not squishing the mouse. And then at home, you guys could find it doesn't have to be a little mouse. It could be a little pom-pom or just something soft to kind of think about putting in that space there and not squishing it. Okay, great. So let's see if we can, sorry, that was my fault. I started turning you and you went from this bow hold to something like this. We want to keep everything round. Remember this, the O-shaped hand? Let's see if we can get that. Nice thumb. Everything very gentle, soft. Pinky super round. See if we make it super round. There we go. Let's set again because I tried to turn it too soon. So that's one thing. Like we want to be able to get the bow pointing up, but not collapse that wonderful shape. So just kind of turning the whole unit up, but nothing changes in terms of the bow hold. Do you see how I'm doing that? So I'm not going to suddenly have different finger shapes, but I'm going to see if I can point the bow up in the air, but the bow hold stays exactly the same because I'm just changing my arm right there. Let's try it again. Find your nice feet. Beginning stage is just a lot of bow holds and a lot about letting the, find your plain feet. A lot about just being able to move the bow around and nothing is disturbing that perfect bow hold. Great, and you're leaving your thumb down. I love it. And we'll set that nice and round. That's soft. Yeah, careful. Fingers are trying to go straight. Can you make the O shape? Show me the O shape in your fingers. Like this. Yeah, there you go. That's so much better. So let's see if you can hold that nice shape. Now turn. You got it. Now just let it freeze there because we're going to bring in the violin. Keep a little step closer. Thank you. Keep that wonderful bow hold. And you can hold up here for now since we're doing the butterfly landings. First step is elbow comes to your side, and then you're going to bring in your bow to the red tape. So I'll let you do one. See if you can bring your elbow in first. So keep your violin up there. Elbow touches your side first. Good. And then you'll guide your bow in, red tape on the E string. Do it again. There's two. You've done two. Let's do two more. So bow comes off. Elbow goes in first. Great. And then land. And we're going to land right between the bridge and the fingerboard. 3. One more to go. Take off. One more butterfly landing. Is it supposed to be near the fingerboard? Show me one that lands near the bridge, and then you can take a rest. You got it. That was a wonderful butterfly landing. Let's take a break from this. Take a big step back, and then can you sit crisscross for me, and we'll do some